welcome back to Unit 4, Session 1, which talks about the consumer decision-making process. So specifically, we have talked about the consumer decision-making process where we looked at the problem identification, information search, information evaluation, um, the purchase decision, and the post-purchase um, decision or the post-purchase behavior. So that is the component of the consumer decision-making process. As a model, we have talked about that one in our previous discussion. So here we are specifically going to look at problem recognition and information search. How consumers identify problem and how they gather information pertaining to that. By the end of this session, we should be able to explain the concept of problem recognition, explain the factors that influence problem recognition, and discuss the internal source and the external source of information used by consumers. So what do you mean by problem recognition? Problem recognition simply refers to the process of, yes, the process of making or identifying a problem that the consumer would want to solve. So the consumer decision making process, like any problem solving situation start, how any problem situation starts, the problem recognition or the need recognition is when the consumer has actually identified something that he or she want to satisfy. So before you can say that I want to buy this, it is because you need that particular thing, or it is because there's a problem you want to address. And we are saying that problem recognition is perceived differently because an idea and an actual state, because of the difference between an idea and an actual state. So this is the concept, an idea and an actual state. That is what makes the difference. And it's critical because it motivates the consumer to do that particular. Now we are again saying that problem recognition, the consumer decision making process, like any we have talked about this one. This is just a repetition. Just a repetition. So let's ignore that. Now let's look at the influences upon the problem recognition. What are the factors that influences problem recognition? So it can be influenced by a variety of situations, consumers and marketing factors. And this may include single or in a combination to trigger problem recognition. So there are factors in terms of consumer wise or in terms of marketers. So marketers can actually trigger consumers to be able to identify a problem. Sometimes you don't think that, or you may not have the idea that you need something or there is a problem you want to solve. But when marketers take the initiative to actually market or advertise a particular product, then you can actually tell, oh, indeed I need this, there's a problem here, I have this problem I have to solve, then you want to buy that particular thing. And again, there can be issue about the consumer, him or herself, may also have a problem. And again, situation that they find themselves in may also help them to identify problem. Information search or information seeking talks about the way of generating ideas, the process of generating ideas in order to address a particular need or the problem being identified. And information searching or information search can be internal or external as a normal way of source of data. So data can be external or internal. So the consumer can actually gather information using his or her own mind or use her own knowledge based on the knowledge he or she has. And again, externally, based on what information he can actually gather from the external environment. So basically, this is what we are supposed to actually take note: the consumer problem identification and then the information search. Thank you very much.